Okay, you have been told that you are going to be taking your graphing exam today. So looking at your post-test on graphing, creating graphs and answering graphing questions. That's what we are going to complete today. Before we do, I want us to review and get in the right frame of mind. So if you would please go to your activities, click on that light bulb to refresh your feed, and you will notice an activity titled Post-Test Data and Graphs. Post-Test Data and Graphs. You will see it there. We are going to add a response, and as I shared, there are a few questions that we are going to do review on, and then you will have the remainder of the time to take your test. Okay? All right, click that add response, please. You will see that we are going to review before the assessment. Go ahead and hop to slide 2. Josh, go to slide 2. All right. This is a pictograph. When we look at pictographs, it is important, first of all, that we notice our scale. Each insect here represents 5 bugs, so we are counting by 5s, okay? Let's take a look at our first question. How many more bugs were found in the long grass than the short grass, okay? I see our long grass here. Long grass, we're going to count by 5s. Let's count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So our long grass had 25 bugs inside of it during our search. Let's go ahead and get that labeled. Good morning, SynQ. We're comparing to the short grass. Let's count our short grass again. We're counting by 5s. 5, 10. So we have short grass had 10. So now we can set up this subtraction equation because we're comparing for how many more. 25 subtract 10 is equal to 15 bugs. Remember, on graphing, if you do not put a label, you have your answer incorrect. Okay, our graphing is representing data. That data has a specific purpose and a specific type of information. You must show that you understand that by including the label. Any questions on how to answer that first question or why that was correct? Okay. Let's take a look at our second question. Again, on our second question, we are still using the same scale. We're going to count by 5. What was the least common place to find bugs? Least common would be the one with the lesser amount. That is here, under logs. There are no bugs here. So what is the least common place to find bugs? Under logs, which according to the Lion King would be incorrect because Timon and Pumbaa find tons of bugs under logs, but that's fine. We'll let it slide. Okay, under logs was the least common place to find bugs because there were 0 bugs found there. Any questions on that? Okie dokie. While you finish that up, I'm going to send a message to families about only having 9 of you. There we go. And posted. All right. Let's take a look at slide 3. Slide 3 says review how to make a graph, okay? This is how you will make a graph today for your test. Maybe. I think I can. Haha.
Use the frequency table to make a picture graph. I have a set of data talking about favorite pets. My first step is to record the title, Favorite Pets. Then I'm going to think about which categories I have in my data set. I have cats, dogs, and hamsters. So I'm going to type those words into my graph, cat, dog, hamster. I now have labeled the same categories that are in my frequency table. Next, I need to think about the scale. I'm going to look at my data set, going to look at my greatest number. I see 10 is the greatest, and I'm going to think about an appropriate scale. I don't want to count by ones, so I need to pick a scale that's different than 1. If 10 is my greatest number, I probably want to pick a smaller scale so that I can represent the data using more than one picture. I also notice that my other numbers, 4 and 6, they're all able to be divided by 2. 2 is a great scale for this picture graph. So I'm going to create my key and show that each symbol is equal to 2 animals. Awesome. Now it's time to start representing using the symbols. Over here to the left, I have my symbols ready for duplication. I'm going to copy them and duplicate them to move them to my graph. Let's start with my cat. 10 votes for cat. So I'm going to duplicate my cat and move in 1. Again, I know that each cat is equal to 2. So I'm going to skip count by 2s as I do this. So far I have 2, 4 cats, 6 cats, 8 cats, and 10 cats. I'm going to stop at 10 because my data set tells me there are 10 votes for cat as the favorite. Next, I'm going to look at the dog. On my data set, I see there are 4 votes for dog. So thinking about my multiplication and division facts, if my scale is 2, 2 times what equals 4? You guessed it. I'm going to count by 2s as I move my dog symbol. 2 dogs. 2 more dogs is equal to 4 votes for dog as the favorite pet. Lastly is our hamster. My data set tells me 6 votes for hamster. So I'm going to copy and duplicate, moving my hamster symbol into my picture graph, and I'm going to count by 2s. 2, 4, 6. Awesome. After I create my graph, I'm going to check my work by skip counting just to make sure that I have done the right thing. My frequency table tells me that cats had 10 votes, so let's check the cats by skip counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Dogs on my frequency table have 4 votes. Let's skip count by 2s to check. 2, 4. Perfect. My frequency table shows 6 votes for hamster. Let's check over to the right. 2, 4, 6. Awesome work.
All right, so that's how we're going to create our graphs. On your test today, you will be creating a graph. Make sure that you come back and watch this video if you are feeling confused on any portion of that. All righty, slide 4, y'all. Slide 4, we are going to take a quizzes. When you click on this link, it will open up a tab like so. You will put your name in and click start, and then your questions will begin to appear. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my sound because you guys will have your own sound. There we go. So far, Leah, Josh, William are in. I'm going to pause our recording. If you are watching this recording, then you can click on the link and play independently as well. Here we go. All right. You guys are going to take your assessment today now that you've had your warm-up on quizzes, okay? Please click on slide 5 and you will see the 3 goals that you are being assessed on today. You are being assessed on solving 1 step, how many more and how many less problems. You are being assessed on using frequency tables to represent data. And you are being assessed on creating scaled graphs and picture graphs, bar graphs and picture graphs, okay? Your test is only 4 slides long. You've also taken this test before. This was the pre-test that we took, and now you're taking the post because we've learned about it, okay? So it will look familiar to you. On slides 6, 7, and 8, you are using the bar graph with this scale to answer the questions. Okay, I want you to be careful in looking at what is a who question and which questions are how many. Who questions are looking for names. How many questions are looking for numbers. Okay, so be careful with your questions there. Slide 6 is the same graph with the same scale. You are going to be comparing some people from the graph, and you have space over here to do your work with your addition and subtraction equations, whichever you need. Okay. Slide 8 is again comparing with the same scale. And again, you have space to solve any problems that you need to solve. Any questions about slides 6, 7, and 8? Okay. On slide 9, this is where you are going to be creating a graph. This is exactly like what we did last week. It says label the graph with the title. Notice the title's in yellow. Notice I color-coded yellow for you. So you're going to choose which one down here is the title. You're going to put it in the correct spot. It says label the categories. You're going to figure out which ones are the categories. You're going to put them in the correct spot. Create a scale. You're going to create a scale for your pictures over here using this data. Your scale cannot be 1. Okay, your goal is creating a scaled graph. Scales are not 1, so you cannot count by ones. Okay, and it says use the frequency table to create a picture graph. Here's your pictures over here for you to duplicate. Okay, so you can duplicate those pictures to represent the data in this set. What questions can I answer about creating your graph? Okay, so this is your test, slide 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is your test today. It is your final test that's going to go on this report card because your report card closes Friday. Okay, final test on your report card. I need you to take your time. I need you to do your best. Okay, take your time and do your best. Any questions? All right. I am going to be placing you into independent breakout rooms. Since this is a test, you can take that independently. When you are done with your test, you may call me in to tell me that you are done. and I will confirm with you and you can log off. Okay? So you're going to go to a breakout room by yourself to take the test. Call me in if you have questions. Call me in when you finish. All right? Here you go, kiddos.